I learned a lot when I was a young kid. I worked with James Garner on a thing called Tank, a really stupid movie. But he was a first of all, he's an iconic actor. You know, he had so much experience and really taught me to be prepared and to show up on time and what my duties were, because I hadn't been taught by anybody at that point. I mean, my father grounded into me to, you know, be the first one there and the last one to leave. But Garner was the one that helped the ethics on the set for me and taught me a lot. Jeff Daniels was a big mentor for me when we did Gettysburg and Gods and Generals. Brilliant actor. I'll never forget that was a 6-month shoot. 3 months were with the Confederates, 3 months were with the Yanks. I came in as a Yankee after they had shot their wad on the first 3 months with the Confederate side, spent a lot of the money that they were going to spend on us. And the producers came to Jeff and I and sat us down in the trailer and said, we got a problem. We're way over budget and we're going to cut a lot of the Yankee storyline out. We're really sorry. And I'll never forget, Daniels lost it. Thought was going to destroy the dressing room. Dropped a few F-bombs, and I turned down other really good projects to be here for this. This is not acceptable. There was a knock on the door. The sun was just setting. It was perfect golden hour. We had about 10 minutes to go shoot a 3-page speech that Daniels gives to the Maine and the remaining prisoners that he's asking to join up and fight. And the sun's going down, and all the suits are there from Turner, and we go, and Daniels crushes the speech. It gives my hair standing on my arms right now. The sun is going down, and he's killing it. The director says, cut. The whole fucking place erupts and gives him a standing O. And Daniels turns around, walks right by the suits and says, cut that, motherfuckers. And we go into the dressing room, and he and I are hugging it out, going, what a way to go out. He's knock on the door, it's the suits, and said, we're just here to let you know we won't be cutting anything, so. That's awesome. And so, you know, great lesson there, letting the work speak for yourself.
Yeah, I never knew that about that. I love that movie.
Well, you know, that's what I'm saying. If you would have been unprepared, struggling through that, distracted, done it in a few takes, we wouldn't have owned the power to be able to take back those hours, which was the fight for the Yankees. And that was a great experience. And from then on, I've let the work speak for itself.
So speaking of getting prepared for a role, I want to talk about Side Out. Did you ever play volleyball?
Well, I was athletic. You know, I never played volleyball, but I played, you know, football, basketball, baseball. I rodeoed my whole life. I was always in the arena, you know, always very athletic. Volleyball was, you know, something that we would have laughed at where I came from. That's not a sport, you know? But that kicked my ass, man. I was 3 months in the sand, and I don't think I've been to the beach since.
Like, I don't want this anymore.
People say, do you still play volleyball? I'm like, not since. Great sport, great people, a lot of hard work.
Yeah. And I think that's exactly what you're talking about there with volleyball's not really a sport for us. That was kind of the point of the movie. Us watching it, you know, I watched it first, you know, summers. I'm home, it's on TBS or something, and you kind of respect it, and you see what hard work you guys go through and everything, and you said it was a 3-month shoot?
Yeah.
In the sand.
3 months in the sand.
Rocking it. That's incredible. Okay, anything else you want to cover, you want to bring up before we bring it out to that?
No, let's turn it over, yeah.
Okay, cool. So guys, what we're going to do now, if you do have a question, we're just going to line up on the side over here, and I will bring a microphone. Damon's going. He's ready.
They can just stay in their seats. Don't line up, man.
Do you guys not need a microphone if you want to have a question?
I can hear you.
Okay. You can do it from right there.
Yeah, 2 questions. First off, may I shake your hand?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Secondly, appreciate all the previous work. I got to know, because when I found you on Bosch, what was that like? That was an amazing.
Bosch is, first of all, Titus is a very close friend of mine.
Yeah.
I directed a little movie, a little action movie in the mid-90s where I cast him as the heavy. And it was one of his first roles.
Yeah.
And we've been super, super close.
Yeah.
And there aren't a lot of roles in Bosch that aren't already established,
Boy, that was just cool enough.
So when they called me up, I was like, my God, I'd love to do it. It's such a raw piece. I mean, there's no music. It's just like real life shit, Bosch, And I really enjoyed the process of the work, and I got to play this vet that was kind of strung out on pills and hustling a little bit, had some information they needed, and hang out with one of my best friends.
But I loved it. That's one of my
Thank you.
favorite things.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Cat, the amazing cat.
Yeah. So really stupid question. My husband and I were watching E.T. again, but not too long ago. And the scene where the BMX scenes, were you doing that?
Not the crazy jumps.
Yeah.
But I was the one kid that could do it, that he could cut to, that could slide up and knew the bikes a little bit. Everybody else was like, can you hold it for me?
Yeah.
And that's why one of the reasons why I got the part, because I could do some of the stunt stuff.
Yeah, I always wanted
But
to
they
do
actually
that.
had, like real BMX guys doing the jumps and the crazy jumps. Yeah.
My husband said basically that scene was what got him into mountain biking.
Wow.
And he mountain biked raced for a little while after
Yeah,
that.
not
Just
anymore.
because of that scene. No, not anymore. We'll root and
Was
wrong
that-
every now and then, but we're old. We're almost 52, so. Yeah.
I'm 52 as well.
Yeah.
I used to mountain bike. Now I watch the Discovery Channel.
Yeah.
Yes, back.
Was your background in stunt acting? On Red Dawn, were you given the opportunity to do any of your own stunts?
So much. One of the facts that I love about Red Dawn is Darren Dalton, who was in The Outsiders with me, was in Red Dawn with me, and I got to kill him in Red Dawn because he was the bug eater. And I remember Patrick Swayze was like, I'm like, get out of here, I'll do it. So I never, every time I get a chance to remind him that I killed his bug-eating ass, I do. My father was a stuntman in Red Dawn. I got to kill him. So I got to kill my best friend and my father. That's cool. So I remind him about that shit all the time too. But that was a great experience. I mean, 16, we're bulletproof, and you think you can jump out of a tree, and we pretty much did. Those were good times.
Very cool. Good.
Dan,
Yeah,
what's up?
how you doing? First of all, I just gotta say, hey, just like yourself, that's my favorite scene in Gettysburg too. Ooh, with Chamberlain and Drake. That's his
Amazing scene, right?
Amazing.
One take.
One day,
Yeah.
oh, that's awesome. But my question had to do more with E.T. As a young actor at that time, what was Spielberg like in working with young actors?
Spielberg has an incredible, this incredible knack of communicating, and that's primarily the director's number one job. But a lot of people aren't great communicators in that position, which can make it a very frustrating afternoon. But he could, get on the floor and lay with a 6-year-old Drew Barrymore and speak to her in a way that she could deeply understand. And then he could get up and go over and speak to the animatronics team who had 15 different operators to operate one little rubber puppet, and speak to them on the level that they needed to be spoken to. So one of the things that people ask me a lot is, who's your favorite director, or in my experience, I work with a lot of great directors, and they may be masters from the technical side, or they might be masters from the artistic side. Writers are able to speak to the actors, but they don't handle the technical side very well. The best directors do both great, and Spielberg does both great. Coppola does both great. a name that you guys won't know is a guy named Chris Chulak, who now runs Navy SEALs. He used to run Southland. He's my favorite director I've ever worked with, but he handles both sides very, very well. So I have a lot of directors that I respect tremendously that are great at one side, but those that are great at both, I go home every day just going, wow. And I appreciate those people a lot.
Very cool.
First of all, Gettysburg is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Right on.
Like mine and my dad's. I have yet to have seen a movie
I
more
hear so
historically
many
accurate.
times, my dad and I watched Gettysburg, like
Yeah.
that's a good father.
That's my mom and I. That was my mom and I.
Yeah?
Movie, yeah.
You need a hug?
No, I'm good.
Be sensitive. It's good.
Yeah, like The Killer Angels is actually one of my top 10 favorite
Great
books
book,
too.
right? Great book.
What was it like getting the role of Thomas Chamberlain?
Mm.
Like actually getting that role?
You know, there's something awesome about playing historic figures because there's a ton of research that you can do, and there's a certain responsibility you feel toward the person that you're portraying, and it was this is gonna sound horrible to the ladies, but it's just the truth, okay? When you're working on a set that just has a bunch of dudes on it, you're not waiting around for anything ever. Ladies, this is the way it is. I'm not trying to stir the pot. Jeff Daniels ain't waiting for eyeliner or lipstick, man. And we're just rolling. And it's something, there's a real kind of testosterone-filled, macho, cheese-headed atmosphere that's just awesome. You just like, everybody's prepared, and you know, you're laughing at shit like Jeff Daniels almost got bucked off on his horse. Things like that, you know, where you go back to the table and you go, Jeff, oh my God, I thought you were gonna hit the ground. And it's a very, you know, there's a lot more time spent in the bar, things like that. You know? Now, I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying it's different, and it's a welcome change occasionally. Same with prison movies. You know, there's certain things you don't get to go quick, and, but again, they're not necessarily better. They're just different. But I was super excited when I got the part. Super excited. Mainly because when the part started coming around, I jumped into Killer Angels, and that also turned out to be one of my favorite books. So when I got the role, I was just